Welcome back everyone, this is Floral Art Online. I'm Kim Bailey and we're talking today about this month's competition for members, and the topic is Nature's Elegance Unveiled. Now those of you who have visited the website already will see that the image that I've put up for that uses a palm inflorescence with the design on the inside of that palm inflorescence, and one of the suggestions that the team made was that you could do something that was an elegant design and have ferns or something else that was veiling the particular design that you've done. But I want to talk to you about what elegance means and how you can interpret that. Given that you've got a 50 centimetre space, you're going to have to think about how that will be filled, because it's quite natural, I guess, for us to think about elegance and think about tall and slender, and that's not going to necessarily give you the 50 centimetre space that you need to use for your design. So we have to think a little bit more broadly about what elegance means, and maybe that's something more in the traditional line of perhaps a crescent, so that the design takes the form of a crescent shape in a low container, and perhaps it's got some water in it that is like a reflective pool, that sort of thing. So think about elegance, think about what elegance means to you. It might mean that it's only roses, or it's only a certain type of flower that you find an elegant flower in that sense, and use those and use that, and make sure that you put that in your construction notes as well, so that the judges know that that's why you've chosen those particular plant materials. It might be about the elegance to you might be the shape of so the form of your design. It might be, as I've said, it might be the crescent, it might be circles, it might be straight lines, it might be a parallel design. You might find that a formal parallel design gives you elegance, and if you're doing that, then you have to think about how you're unveiling that particular design. So the other suggestion that the team came up with was perhaps a tapestry design, which is a low design, usually in a low container, so only about that high, and much like a pave, she said, brain's just dead this morning. So much like a pave, in that you have vertical placements in the container, and then you overlay that design with something else, so it becomes what is defined as a tapestry design, but it also veils the design that's underneath. So with two words you've got to think about are the elegance and the unveiling. Now, unveiling to me, because I wouldn't necessarily do a traditional design, as you know, I would look at it being something that was revealed. So I might go more towards some of the paper products, so that packing paper that you can get that opens up concertina light and has all the holes through it, and wrap the design in that, so that that part of it was peeking out and being unveiled. I did a design, I have a wonderful vase that I have since broken, but it was like a folded piece of ceramic, and so I could always put, where the fold was, I could always put something in that join there, and that gave me the unveiling of the design that might have been hidden inside. So it's an interesting challenge this month in terms of those two words and the way you need to put it together. I wish you luck, and we'll be very keen to see what gets submitted by the end of the month. For those of you who are watching that haven't yet joined us on our online membership, it's a very simple process. There's 3 entry levels for you, depending on which entry level relates to how many designs that you can submit each month for assessment. And the assessments are analysed by a team of judges, and you get feedback. You get a standard point score feedback, but you also get a whole lot of written assessment that talks about the principles and elements of design. So it covers line and form and what else is there? Those sorts of things. It's too early in the morning for me to be thinking along those lines. But what it does is gives you a way that you can look at a design and you can review it, because it comes to you, it's yours to keep. You can look at your designs, you can think about what you would have done differently, because included in that assessment, that analysis, is some suggestions for things that you might change or you might consider in the design next time you did it. And for myself, I use it myself, and I find that more than anything else, it gives me a starting point for the next time I do a design. So often with competitions, physical competitions, you don't get the feedback that you need to enhance your educational journey in floral art, and this was one of the reasons that we set this up, so that people could get some useful feedback that they can relate to a particular design that they have done. So it's not theoretical, it's not about anyone else's design, it is merely about, and particularly about, your design that you submit. So the details are on the website. I encourage you to think about joining us. That's the only commitment you have, is with 1, 3 or 5 designs a month, and you don't have to do all of them, and you don't have to do every month, but it does give you a month to think about a design, put it together, photograph it, send it in, and our team, you'll be allocated someone to look after you, a coordinator to look after you, so they're always helpful. If you get stuck while you're putting the design together, you email them, they'll be back to you within the day and talk about what other things you might consider without giving you the actual answers. They'll let you know what you should be thinking about instead. So if you're confused about interpreting a particular title, they'll help you with that as well. All of that said, I shall leave you in peace to think about your designs. I'm Kim Bailey and this is Floral Art Online.